Good morning, this is Gary with Lost in the Ozarks, and I'm here in the woods. I've been out gathering honeysuckle for our handcrafted syrups that we make. We make small batch handcrafted syrup, floral infused, hickory infused. We started out with the black walnut syrup. Many of you may know that we tapped the trees this year and got that syrup, and we sold out, so we started making small batches of floral infused syrups, and they're available at Redeeming the Time farm stand. And we're up there on most Saturday mornings and we sell them there. But while I was out here and I was gathering these honeysuckle flowers, I noticed something, colors that were just out of place as I took a shortcut through the woods here. And look what I ran up on. Check this out. I just saw this kind of different color out through the woods, came over to investigate, and look at what I found. Huge chicken of the woods. So I brought along a knife. Good thing, because I'm going to harvest this and we're going to be eating good. So I'm going to get my knife out here and I'll show you how to harvest this so you don't damage the mycelium, and that way you can come back year after year. We could come back in the fall and there may be some more of this. I already found one tree this spring when we were out looking for morels, and I just happened to stumble across this as I was taking a shortcut. So I'm going to mark this on the GPS and in the little brain here, and we can come back and get a chicken of the woods from this probably year after year, as long as we don't damage it. This tree's still in pretty good shape. It's got a ways to go before it's completely broken down. So hang on, and I'm going to get the knife out and then we'll show you how to harvest this. So you want to take your knife and just go along the edge of the wood here. Let me back up a little bit so you can see. So this comes right out of the wood. The mycelium is growing inside the wood, inside the tree. So to keep from damaging it, just take your knife and just cut along the edge of it here, and it should come right off. And now we didn't damage the tree at all. And one thing you want to be sure of, these things are going to be full of bugs. So I carry along a mesh sack, put it in. Some of the bugs will come out, but you want to be sure and wash it good. And what I do is I cut it really thin because there can be worms in here. There's a insect that lays the larvae in here. And so you want to be sure and cut it thin when you get ready to cook it, just to be sure that you're not getting any of those worms. They're not going to hurt you, but I'm not too fond of eating worms, so I'm gonna take these and we're gonna harvest the rest of this, and then we'll put it up in the bag and we're gonna go home and we're gonna eat good. And the reason when you want to use a knife on these is so that you don't damage that mycelium, because you can see here there's some fluid coming out of here. This mycelium is fine and it'll regenerate. I mean, it's inside so these fruiting bodies, as long as you don't damage the mycelium inside, these fruity bodies will come back out and fruit again later when the conditions get right. Oh. Whew. These gnats do not like me taking their food source. Wow, look at this. And what I do is take this home, I'll cut it into strips and then freeze it, and that way whenever you get ready to use it, you have the strips. You can fry the strips up. I mean, the reason they call it chicken of the woods is because the consistency and the taste is a lot like chicken, believe it or not. So what you want to do is cut this, what I do, I mean, people cook them differently, but what I do is I cut it into strips, and that way if I want to just fry it, I can fry the strips and you can use it that way. Or if I decide that I want to have it, in another dish that I need it diced up or whatever, then I can just cut across the grain of the strips and I've got them diced. So this was a great find this morning. I'm glad I decided to take the shortcut through here. These things are great. Just be sure if you're going to eat any wild mushrooms that you can identify them 100%. These are pretty easy to identify. The colors kind of give them away. And where they're growing out the side of a tree. You know, if you find something this color on the ground, obviously, unless it's around the base of a tree, it's not going to be chicken of the woods. So, you know, just be sure. If you're not sure, ask somebody that does know, or get you a good mushroom guidebook and carry it into the field with you. So that way, when you run across something like this, you can figure out, is it chicken of the woods or is it something else, something that I shouldn't be eating. But we've been doing this for a while, so I know for sure this is chicken of the woods, and you can see how much I got. This is going to make some good meals. And what I promise to do is one day here soon, we'll fire up the wood stove outside and cook some of this. We'll do some fried chicken of the woods. How about that? So till next time, this is Gary, reminding you that there's food everywhere in the outdoors if you just keep your eyes open. I just happened to look over and see some color that was different than everything else. Most is either green or brown out here. This came up, you could see the orange tops of it, and it was a different color. It was kind of shining in the sunlight. So I just walked over to check it out and made a great discovery. And now I'm going to mark this on the GPS, and then I'll come back this fall and check it. We may get another haul of mushrooms out of it. So, all right, so we're going to go back to the house with this. Everybody have a good day, and thanks for watching. Like I said, I'm Gary from Lost in the Ozarks, and if you want some of our infused syrups that we sell, or the mushrooms that we grow, be sure and visit us on Saturday mornings between 9 and 1 at the Redeeming the Time Farm Stand Farmers Market. And until next time, this is Gary signing off. Thanks for watching.